For thousands of years, the Earth's oceans and mountain ranges formed almost insurmountable geographic barriers, keeping cultures and peoples apart, issues isolated, and the pace of change slow. Over the last 50 years, developments in information and communications technologies wired the world, bringing at least those of us lucky or wealthy enough to be connected into a global village. Today, people are more literate and more educated, and through the internet are increasingly participating in the creation, access, and dissemination of information. Technology is facilitating the emergence of global networks that more easily build a critical mass of people, sharing stories, mobilizing around issues, and taking action. The United Nations organizes a major meeting of world leaders to address urgent issues such as access, infrastructure, and expression. And young people are speaking out.
We now call on all stakeholders to implement this common vision as stated in paragraph 9 of the Declaration of Principles, empowering youth as learners, developers, contributors, entrepreneurs, and decision makers in the information society.
On the other side of the globe, Robert Sagan coordinates the National Information Society Youth Campaign in the Philippines.
Youth are the ones driving innovation. They are the ones driving the ever-expanding market for mobile phones. They are the ones actually creating all the softwares.
They send more SMS text messages per person here than anywhere else in the world. Robert says he averages 24 per day. In fact, in the year 2001, massive youth protests organised through SMS were credited with the people power overthrow of the former president. However, unlike other Asian economic success stories, the Philippines has no SONY, no ASA. Its biggest export remains its young people who go abroad seeking work.
Many were wondering how the phrase information society was coined, and many were in fact asking what exactly is the information society all about. So it is important for organizations, us including our organization, to hold meetings and to hold discussion groups on issues related to business.
What do you think are the problems or challenges for ICT right now?
I think the digital divide.
Literacy. Lack of knowledge.
Studies. Yeah, access. Education.
Communication. The prostitution.
Moral problems. How do we go about protecting this culture? Would it be compromised kapag pumasok tayo sa ICTs considering, in the information revolution era?
Siguro sa akin, para mas maganda, magbuo tayo ng mga websites na in Tagalog. So, hindi na siya English. So, para mas madaling maintindihan ng mga kabataan na hindi...
Paano yung Bisaya? Paano yung Visayas, Mindanao? We have 3 different land masses.
Pwede rin natin i-translate sa...
Another challenge is having these volunteers be continually motivated to contribute to the goals of the campaign.
Robert and Röntgen have brought together a team of young people to go into schools and act as ambassadors for technology entrepreneurship and social development.
We really want to make the same advocacies as them so that we would somehow get involved the campus journalists around the country, most especially the countryside, of which they really need to be networked and to have their contribution also.
We've got a big network of youth organizations nationwide from in-school to out-of-school. And we believe this is such a critical issue, very timely yet significant in the lives of young Filipinos, which really concerns our future.
I am happy to know that the Young Volunteers for Sustainable Development has established a formal link with the authorities involved with the WISES. They are the experts, the government experts on information technology, and primarily involved with the World Summit on Information Society.
Last PrepCom 3, where I was with your help, I've been part of the Philippine government delegation as an NGO advisor for youth concerns. Aside from giving funding to participation to the summit, can you also align that they can also support the campaign?
It's easy. Siguro what you can do to help us, we can draft a letter which I can sign on behalf of UTC to the CEOs. No? So if you can bring together a network of youth organizations and organize yourself as a body, so there you would be the primary contact group of government. You would represent the voice of the youth, and you would have a defined constituency. So I think it's up to the young people like yourselves or the youth to be able to initiate the change and perhaps even educate the older generation on the use of technology.
I did it.
Now some of our members did this.
Yeah, and they're on vacation.
The eSkills project of Don Bosco is a youth-created, conceptualized project that empowers their students to be, the developers of a software that would contribute to the learning process of marginalized youth. So globally, apat yung issues namin, recognition of stuff. When did this project start?
Actually, it was launched here experimentally last year of June. Last year November.
Last year November. And how long would it run with the project?
As long as there is fund.
So but you would require funds to sustain the
project.
Aside from funding, would you require technical skills? I mean, a higher level of technical skill too.
Yeah, of course, for development of the software itself.
Don Bosco has students that has technical skills, so they group these students and conceptualize a project that will bring interaction in terms of learning among their students, among other schools, among other communities.
Kasi yung mga bata, kinakaman na magbasa. Okay? So para mas maganda. Yeah, pwede. Kasi ang concept namin, hindi na siya pandalbo sa school. Pero dapat madala mo siya sa ibang especially sa Mindanao, kaya sa mga Visayan region. Kasi halimbawa, ang hirap dalhin ng technology na gagamitin yung mga gamit lang. When software are a certain group.
Who are young themselves.
Yeah. I think a group led by the ICT and graduate. I think OJT of the.
One of the challenges in our conduct of the campaign is all about selling the idea of the campaign itself, that why should they support youth to gather together and talk about information society and information technology. Youth are leaders in information and communication technologies. They are the ones driving innovation. They are the ones driving the ever-expanding market for mobile phones. They are the ones actually creating all the softwares, most of the softwares, innovative softwares. Another challenge is having these volunteers be continually motivated to contribute to the goals of the campaign. YCDO stands for Youth Creating Digital Opportunities. From December 11, there will be a Youth Day where the Youth Caucus will showcase the National Information Society campaigns, highlighting the plans of the Youth Caucus after the WISIS. I'm very positive that they share the same vision that we have since they basically supported the e-skills project of Don Bosco.
Is there an effort in the Philippines so that all these delegates who will attend the summit, coming from the different sectors, will have one at least
Yeah.
uniform position?
Yeah, I think yung National Wishes Workshop which FMA is trying to organize, that
What we can do is really look for the government who's going to participate officially on the process, and like what Robert did during PrepCom 3, we can also advocate to include a youth representative to the official delegation.
And that they know that with information technology projects that are youth-led will bring benefits not only to them but most of all to their to a community of young people.
Yung mga pagbabago ng mga technologies, halimbawa sa Japan, so masyado na siyang high-tech, kumbaga. Kailangan naming imulat yung pag-isip namin dun sa technology nila para ma-reach din nung bansa natin yung kagaya nung sa kanila.
This is my university. This is our university.
One of the main problem of the Filipino youth is being apathetic and hopelessness. That's the reason why we created Voice of the Youth. We are connected with 5 major broadsheets in the Philippines.
This cyber fair is actually encouraging students from different schools to make a website about their local leaders, about their community. So it's actually inter-school competition, and then whoever will win in that competition will compete to other countries. ICT has really helped our company as a small business. We should educate the youth to use ICT for entrepreneurship.
This is our building, the old building.
It seems like here in the School of Economics or here in the University of the Philippines, we have this certain digital divide. For example, that not all colleges have the access to certain technologies like computer technologies. Like for example, UP is not really, let's say, very much into the computer world, so we have lack of funds for that. Well, me, I think I know a little more about technology, so at least I could give more to the other people by like introducing them to what really computers are about or information technology.
I am happy to note that the Young Volunteers for Sustainable Development has also got in touch with one of the primary student organizations in the State University, the biggest and probably the most prestigious university in the country, the University of the Philippines. And this is the Economics Towards Consciousness. As its name implies, it is geared towards raising awareness on social issues, not only on economic issues, but also on other social development issues.
Like here in UP, we're actually the one who's leading the dissemination campaign. We're doing the exhibit right now. It's very much in line with the objectives of UPEDC, which is actually to propagate consciousness to people.
Currently, the Student Council is doing some stuff in order to provide information to the students, but due to lack of budget, we're having a hard time doing information campaigns. But thanks to the emailing system and thanks to the cell phone technology, we are able to tell our announcements or tell our issues through our Yahoo groups, through our emails, and through our cell phone systems. Currently, we are trying to build our website wherein the students can comment on certain issues and suggest certain activities that the council can do for a better way to serve the students.
Especially that unemployment is mostly a problem of, it's actually a youth unemployment, a problem of youth unemployment, since a lot of graduates cannot find for work, for jobs.
For our studies, we do our research on the internet, we buy the books in there, all the pictures you need for the lectures. So it's all in there. Just have to have the computer.
Earlier, like the people in the provinces, they don't have access to that. So
But the thing is, only some people can operate computers.
If you have access to technology, you have computers there. But if people don't know how to use it, diba?
I mean,
What's going to happen?
If you put a public terminal in a barrio, it's nonsense because the people can't operate the computer.
So the first thing to do is really to educate the people first. I mean, you have all this technology, but then you don't have a perfect plan or whatever for
That's why I think there should be government intervention.
The government has to educate the citizens first regarding information or how to actually read this information before we provide the terminals to them, because the terminals or the public computers would be useless if you don't educate the citizenry first.
Look there, look there. That's my camera. Get up. Yeah. Show Sam a camera. Where is this? Stand man, where are we going? Wait, I was like,
did you know that everyone will have it?
No, I just turned the screen on.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Is that my camera?
Bring it.
Don't shake. Don't shake the floor.
Don't shake the floor. Don't shake the floor.